Amen. Please be seated. No natuurlijk, ik ben je tatel. No reden ten alaaf to the table. To the group that have gathered here this evening for the celebration of the 40th anniversary of our Queen. The Ngati Poneke Young Maori Club extend a welcome to you all. So may you all enjoy the evening, and we are very pleased to be here with you this evening for this great celebration of the Queen on her 40th anniversary. Thank you once again for being with us this evening.
Tenape e koro wal paitira. E kui ma e koro ma rauanga tira ma e tananga tahi tena kouta katoa. Ko Raymond o ko de Souza te ingoa o taku whanau. Ko o te mamu kōrero o te roku arikitanga o Aotearoa. Ko tino tuturu tēnei pātai. He aha te mea nui o te ao. Māku e ake, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. Ko mātou anei, ki te titeru ki te kanikani, ki te whakarongo, ki te waiata, o etahi atu whenua. Ka nui te onore, ki te tāpai, ene tangata, ene hoa, ene tangata hou o Aotearoa. Te nui aku hari i tēnei rā, ki te mahi tēnei hakai, ki te mahara, te huri tau o te mātou kuini pai. E kara kia tātou mo mātou kuini, atua whakapai te kuini. Ahakoa e li poto tēnei, te aha ka nui te aroha. Mō reira, tēnā kouta katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me, Raymond D'Souza, Monarch Institute of New Zealand, to welcome you all to this celebration. I would like to welcome also our Guest of honor, Mr. Ken Boyle, representing his worship career, St. James College. Mr. Graham Reeves, member for Miramar. Mrs. Pat Lockhart, President of the Commonwealth Trust, Wellington. Mr. Ben O'Connor, President of the English-Speaking Union. What gathers us tonight is something which should be dear to all of us. 40 years ago, Elizabeth II was crowned Queen. In terms of the third article of the Treaty of Waitangi, royal protection is extended over all of us. Ngā tangata whenua, ngā manui, all of us. I hope you enjoy this evening and celebration with us the several cultures that make up the beauty of New Zealand. Thank you.
And other special groups here that I note, and I wouldn't know what to greet you in your language, but special greetings to every special ethnic group participant. And ladies and gentlemen, my colleague Graham, and thank you to the committee for inviting me here today, and to just share a few words with you. I have conferred often with Raymond about the Monarchy Institute as the minister responsible for the flag and the Constitution, which deals very essentially about the monarchy and other issues. I know one of my managers tonight here, the President, Carol Stevens, who has that responsibility in internal affairs. It has been of interest to me to know what is being undertaken by groups such as the Monarchy Institute and others in recognising the monarchy and New Zealand's part in the monarchy. So, pleased to be here tonight and to again commend what the Institute is endeavouring to do. This is, of course, a special reason. It's the 40th celebration of the Queen's Ascension, and we have recognised that in several ways already in this country. We've had special gatherings, we've had the salute, we've had a march to Parliament by the Institute and supporters, and that has been well received, and a colleague, Roger McClay, Minister of Youth, also addressed that group and responded to it at that stage. We have the Queen, not only the Queen of England, but the Queen of New Zealand. And we, I believe at this stage, would want to recognise with great appreciation our Queen. She's a gracious lady who has been a monarch of superb stature and significance, and at a time when there has been some untoward comments about the royal family, the Queen has continued always to be, above all matters, and most significantly, a monarch who has herself been a marvellous Christian example in every context. I was directed here in my notes that there was a individual by the name of Bothgate, I think his name was, who was in fact a notable constitutionalist back in 1867, who said that the Queen's role were essentially in those of rights. Rights to encourage, rights to warn, and essentially the Queen's role is much more limited than we probably understand. But it is nevertheless a very, very important influence she exercises through those rights. And today this country recognises that, and the government of this land is a supporter of the monarchy and the fact that New Zealand is in fact a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. So I want to again just commend those groups that are very much a part of my interest in internal affairs. The department has another office called the Ethnic Desk, and the Ethnic Desk provides for groups, particularly New Zealanders, cultural activity, to have a referral point they never had before. So for the first time, there is a referral point in my department where people can have advice, seek direction, know something about the laws of the land in terms of legislative initiative, and find that encouraging and helpful. So I want to say again to every ethnic group here today, thank you for, first of all, presenting yourself. I missed everything, but I do thank you, and I want you to know that we are doing as much as we can with the government now to recognise your place and your culture in our land. Thank you, Reverend Mother, and I commend you to what you do.
search of excellence. And we have a young lady from Sri Lanka, Ruvanida Soisa, who will perform for us a dance which indicates how much in Sri Lanka they have developed the idea of excellence. Sorry, a little technical problem. I'm sorry, something happened to the sound.
It's coming through.
encompasses and symbolizes the concept of national unity. When you have an election in a presidential country, in the great republics of our time, we have elections, the president is elected never counting on the support of the whole people. Notice that? He represents a party and therefore a part of the people. His election is born out of political strife, political debate, and no president can ever claim that he represents the whole of the nation. But the unanimous respect for the dynastic legitimacy of the royal family, Windsor in our case, shows how monarchy avoids this problem. The monarch is, above all, a national solution of consensus. There is no competition, pure and simple. Since she was born, the crown princess, Elizabeth, had already the immense advantage of being able to count on the benevolent, unanimous, and enthusiastic interest of the whole people. Since her birth, her future subjects followed her growth, development, education, achievements, failures, everything, because she does not belong to herself. She belongs to the nation, to us. In her coronation, no useless disputes, no political bribes, no ill feelings of anyone. Unlike a president, she does not represent a given part of the nation. She represents the nation with all of its parts. She is above the nation's conflicting opinions. Of course, there is nothing derogatory about the republic in this comparison. We are simply emphasizing the awareness of the fact that the monarchy brings with it the national consensus of the people. A bit of elegance and distinction is always part of monarchy. And so it is also with India. We have two young ladies, I would say very young, as you can see for yourselves. Come in, please. Come in, please. Let's see if I pronounce it properly. They are students from the New Zealand Academy of Bharatanatyam. They are Gaya Hinana Linga. Which one is which? And Rohita Aniversary Ramarata. That must be you by exclusion. They are aged 7 and 8-year-old respectively, and they will perform for us. Scotland as our monarch, she has a fundamentally important role to play. One aspect of her role is to personify the nations under the crown. You take a republic, for instance, a republic will be personified, will be symbolized by the national flag. In a monarchy, the country is symbolized by the flag, but also by a living person. A republic may be will never be personified by the head of state, because he was elected only by part of the nation. However, in a monarchy, our head of state personifies the whole of the people under the crown. Between the beauty of Scotland, now something completely different from the mystery of Vietnam. We have some beautiful young ladies who will perform for us a Vietnamese dance. Would you please? Her toys, so to speak, and he steps on the throne. The kings know perfectly well that they will be judged by God and history alone, not by the elusive and changing moods of public opinion on this or that election day. Consequently, the monarch is better trained to have the courage to take attitudes which even may be unpopular. Such not the case always with the president, because he may be too worried about his re-election to take risks. He may not always serve the national interests, but his own. The Queen is responsible in the face of a centuries-old past and of an indefinite future, whereas the President is responsible for a few years or a couple of terms, mere minutes in the clock of history. Our next performance will be the girls from Laos. Will you please? There's a bit of confusion because of the tape. You're not shy, are you? A bit of improvisation because of a technical fault. It should be solved now. Now to be trying Sri Lanka again. This ceremonial dance is choreographed by young Ruvani de Soisa, who brings with her on behalf of the Sri Lankan community of New Zealand the wishes of longevity and wisdom to the monarchy. Longevity and wisdom are symbolized by the two channels. We'll have now some performers from Ireland. We'll have, correction, the Philippines. Tinny Clean. This is one of the world's most exciting folk dances. It takes its name from a long-legged bird called tickling. The dance originated in the island of Leyte in the central Philippines. The dancers step in between long bamboo poles, which are clapped together vigorously in time with the music and at a gradually accelerated tempo. This is the Filipino national dance. we came to our last dance. About 2 months ago, I went to a BP station to fill up the car with petrol. And when I went to pay, one young lady asked me what this badge of mine was. It was a little crown. And I said, this is for the badge of the Monarchy Institute of New Zealand. And she said, And asked me nothing else. And I said, well, you know, we want to preserve the monarchy. And she said, And eventually, another piece of information said, we don't want New Zealand to become a republic. And she said, So I realized I did not have a supporter in that young lady who worked for the BP station. Until I said, let's put it a different way. Do you know any person, and I cited a few names, of prominent politicians in New Zealand, who would be in a position to replace the Queen and be the head of the state, representing the whole country? She stopped and she said, the Queen is just fine. Just leave it as it is. Now, that was a lot of common sense. It would take a few generations to produce a head of the state of that quality. I mentioned BP, there's a green color there, and there's a green island called Ireland. Will you come please, young ladies? We have these Irish young ladies who are going to perform for us. orchestra with amazing variety of performers, musicians, and the maestro is there controlling the works. What would happen if the maestro is removed? Regardless of the good intentions of the performers, it will never be as beautiful, as orderly, as perfect as with the maestro. Her Majesty occupies the role of the maestro in the Commonwealth of Nations. She does not play any musical instrument of her own. That is to say, she does not occupy any political role in the Commonwealth. But by her mere presence, by her charm, by her example, she plays the role of the maestro, keeping the several parts together. We come to the end of our celebration. I hope you have enjoyed. And if you feel that the Monarch Institute has a place in continuing the promotion of these principles and ideals, you might be generous enough to contribute. There are two beautiful little ladies outside, young ladies with two little baskets. You might care to give a contribution. Thank you very much for coming.